fatties, welcome back to my paradise. Today we're going to be making lobster corn dogs. Alright, so I do have some lobster tails here. These are about 3 to 4 ounces. So you want to make sure you find some lobster tails about this size. You don't want to get them too big. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to skewer them so that we can boil them a little bit before we put that breading around there, okay? So the first thing you want to do is get you a skewer like this, and you just want to kind of just slowly place the skewer in the lobster and make sure it goes all the way back to the tail right here, okay? And the reason we're doing this is so that when we boil it, it won't curl up like a shrimp. We'll have it long, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and just keep doing that with those, okay? So I'm gonna just set them here so you all can see them as I go. And this one's pretty large, so you just go ahead and stick that skewer in there. Make sure that you get all the way to that tail part like we did. Make sure it's all the way through there like that. Alright, that one's done. And there's a process to this, so just be patient. We're gonna get there. Alright, we're doing the same thing with this one. Let's see, even if you have to turn it around so you don't poke yourself, to make sure that you get it in there. It's no perfect way. You just want it in there so it doesn't curl up on you. Alright, so we got that one. And then we have this one as well. Alright, so we have all our lobsters skewered, okay? So we have them all skewered. Now I'm going to just wash my hands up a little bit. So now that we have them all skewered, we want to have a large pot of boiling water. At least 5 quarts of boiling water, and you need a size pot that is about this large right here. So what we're going to do is just go ahead and add a teaspoon of kosher salt, because you just want to salt your water a little bit. And once we get this boiling, we'll be right back and I'll show you the next step. Alright, so our water is almost till its boiling point. You need to go ahead and grab you an ice bath so that when we get done poaching our lobster go right into this ice bath to cool down. And we'll be right back when our water gets to its boiling point. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and place our lobsters in the boiling water. I'm going to just go ahead and put all of them in there. Make sure that they're all the way submerged down in there. And we're only going to cook them for about 30 seconds, okay? We don't want to overcook them because remember, we're going to still fry these, alright? So we're just getting a slight, so let's see. Alright, so truly depending on your lobster as well, but this is your finished product and it'll go right. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and just take the remaining of the lobsters and take them out and put them inside of the ice bath. Whoops. Alrighty. Okay, so all our lobsters are in the ice bath. Okay, and we're just going to let these cool down. And you can also put these in the refrigerator. We're going to let them cool down while we make our batter, and we'll be right back. Alright, so while our lobster is cooling down, we're going to make the corn dog batter right now. So you need a stainless steel bowl or a clean bowl. You need a container that you're going to put your batter in when you're finished making it. And you need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, which I'm going to go ahead and place that in the bowl. You need a 1/2 cup of cornmeal flour self-rising mix. You need 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar. You need a 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt and baking powder. You need a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. You need 1/4 teaspoon of your favorite Creole seasoning and ground mustard. You need a 1/2 cup of buttermilk. You need 2 large eggs. And you need a 1/2 cup of creamed corn. You don't have to make your creamed corn from scratch. You can just purchase it from a can like I did. And what I'm going to do is just go ahead and mix everything together. And you may make a little bit of a mess. It's okay. Alright, so this is your batter. What I did, because our batter was too thick, I added an additional 4 tablespoons of regular milk. So you can do 2% milk, 1% milk, fat-free milk. It's your choice, okay? And your batter is going to come out like this now. Alright, so that is how you want your batter to look. You want to have that container that I told you about so that we can dip our lobster pieces into here. So I'm just putting everything in here. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and pull that lobster back out and go ahead and get it ready to fry up, okay? We'll be right back. So while we're prepping our lobster, go ahead and get some oil on your stove and make sure that it gets to 375 degrees, okay? Not too hot. So we're gonna go ahead and take our lobster tail meat outside of the lobster shell. And you are going to need 8 skewers because we're gonna cut these in half. We're not gonna place the whole lobster tail on one stick. So what I'm gonna do is just cut open my lobster. It is going to get a little messy. So you just want to peel your lobster just as if you were peeling a shrimp. And just wiggle the tail out, okay? So you should have a whole piece of lobster meat like this. Alright, and if you need to clean it out, sometimes you need to take that out, just trash everything, okay? We're going to keep going and doing that with the lobster. And whatever way is easier for you, some people just crack it open like this, like they're going to actually eat it, but just be very careful because you can rip the meat. See? So it's best to just get you some kitchen shears. Cut along the back of it a little bit. Get that lobster out of that shell. Some of them get kind of stuck. Alright. So when you're doing this, you can take your time and get the meat out. This one don't want to come out. Alright, got that one out. A little torn up a little bit, but that's okay. Alright, we're going to do all the other ones that we have here. Probably easier to do the back way, whatever's easier for you. Just try not to tear up your meat so much. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and finish opening up these lobsters, and I'll be right back when it's time to cut. What we're gonna do now, since we have all our lobsters out of the shell, should look this way. We want this look right here. So what we're gonna do to get that is just cut the lobster right down the middle. Just like that. Right down the middle. Take this one, cut it right down the middle. Right down the middle. And you just want it to be pretty even. So when you put it on a skewer, it's even when it cooks. So what we're going to do next, since we have all our pieces, we're going to skewer the lobster meat just as if you would put a hot dog on a skewer for corn dogs. Alright, so we're going to just keep going with that. Okay. And you should get 8 pieces out of your lobster. And you see we poached our lobster. It's not cooked all the way. We didn't want it cooked all the way. Because when we fry it, we don't want it to be rubbery. And if you see anything extra, just clean up your lobster if you'd like. It's okay. Alright. Go ahead and skewer. Make sure you get your oil going. I'm sure you hear mine back here. And we're not going to season these lobsters. We already did that with when we poached them in the water. That's why we flavored and put seasoning inside of our corn dog breading. Alright. So just take your time and skewer it through. Kind of stretch it out a little bit. This one was my torn up one a little bit, but it's okay. I need one more skewer. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and wash my hands and we'll be right back to batter our lobster corn dogs. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and mix our lobster in that corn dog mixture that we made. And you want to go ahead and make sure your oil is very hot and ready to go, okay? And be very careful. So we're going to go straight in there with it. And you can keep going with your lobster. You don't have to wait and do it one at a time. Just spin, let it drip off a little bit. Go right in the oil. Just keep doing that with all your lobster pieces. Just remember which ones you put in there first, which I have them going a certain way, so we're gonna know which ones we're gonna take out. So I'm gonna put one more in there. You can do like 4 at a time. Kind of let that excess drip off a little bit. Alright, so we're going to just do 4 for right now. And you only want to cook them for a good 1 to 2 minutes, and you want to try to rotate them. Just be very careful. Your oil will be very, very hot. You want it to be golden brown on the outside. So here we go here. We're just going to take it and let it sit over here. If you want to use bigger lobster to get bigger pieces, longer pieces, you can do that if you'd like. Alright. Okay, Okay, so those four. This one is almost done. Okay. You don't want to cook them too long. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and finish those other ones that we had over here. And just let some of that excess batter drip off of there. You don't want to lose your lobster like I'm about to. And this recipe is just something I'm having fun with in the kitchen. I'm going to put the recipe in the description below, because there are some things that I had to tweak. Alright, we're going to go ahead and rotate those. And we're going to make a quick sauce for these as well. Just like if you would have a hot dog, we're going to make a mayo-based sauce for your lobster corn dog. Okay. So these are finishing up. We're going to go ahead and get these out of here and let them cool down, and we'll be right back. Alright, so our corn dogs are finished, our lobster corn dogs. And I'm going to go ahead and just make that mayo-based sauce that I was telling you about. You just need a half a cup of mayo. You need about 8 tablespoons of ketchup. Teaspoon of minced garlic. Okay, and we do have a lemon here. We're just going to get that lemon juice out of there. Oops. If you get a seed in there, just get it out. Okay, and then we do have some tarragon. You can find this at your local store. It's in the cold section by the wonton wraps. Alright. Okay, just want to take some of that off like that. You just want to chop it up. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and whisk that together. Okay, and you want to add a little bit of salt and pepper to taste. So you put as much salt and pepper as you like. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and plate this up, and then we're going to try it, and I'll be right back. Alright, so here's the finished product. Here is our lobster corn dog. And this is the sauce that we made. I'm going to find a smaller one. Alright, so I'm going to try this one right here. Let's see. That's really good. Even though it came off the stick, it's light, it's not too thick, tastes really good. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, and thank you for joining us.